Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about UPSC Prelims question paper from year 2017, 18, 19 and further on. So, let us try to understand the kind of questions that were asked in the prelims of year 2017 and we'll also try to understand and analyze from where the questions are being asked. So, the first question, if you look at here, this is a map based questions. And yesterday also we have discussed a similar kind of question exactly was asked in 2016 prelims as well. So here it is asked that Mediterranean Sea is border of which of the following countries. Now here we have 4 countries that is given: Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon and Syria. So you have to choose that which of these countries are having border with Mediterranean Sea. Last year in 2016 similar kind of question was asked, but the question was that which of these does not have border. So similarly, that is what the change that you see from here. So 1, 2, 3, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 1, 3 and 4. So let us try to take a look at the Mediterranean Sea and see that which of these countries are situated here. So this is your Mediterranean Sea, and as you can see from here, between Africa and Europe, countries which are having an open border with Mediterranean Sea, you have Israel, you have Lebanon, then you have Syria. On the other hand, if you look at the location of Jordan, Jordan is a kind of a landlocked country. That means it does not directly open out toward the Mediterranean Sea. So correct answer will be Israel, Lebanon and Syria. That means for this particular question, the correct answer should be C, that is 3 and 4 only. Iraq also is given. So obviously if you look at back here, Iraq is somewhere that is situated to the east of Syria. So Iraq is again a landlocked country, does not have any border with Mediterranean Sea. The second question also we can say is a map based questions. However, the question has been asked from the Indian geography. So 3 statements are given here. The first statement is that in India the Himalayas are spread over 5 states only. Now only has been used, otherwise this statement would have been correct because obviously Himalayas pass through 5 states. But only means that you have to be sure that Himalaya does not extend to the 6th state as such. Second is Western Ghats are spread over again 5 states only, and third is Pulicat Lake is spread over 2 states only. Again it is a clear cut map based question. That means if you have studied the map of India diligently properly, then you are able to understand and solve all these questions. So what is the correct answer? So for that we can take a look at the map of India. So first of all, if you look at the extension of Himalayas in India, start somewhere in the west from the states such as Jammu and Kashmir, then we have Uttarakhand, then we have Himachal Pradesh, then we have Sikkim, then we have Arunachal Pradesh, then we have parts of West Bengal, and further we have the some parts that is lying in the Arunachal Pradesh and Assam as well. That means obviously if you calculate the number of states, it is passing through more than 5 states. So that means the first statement that is given is obviously an incorrect statement. Second statement is that Western Ghat passes through 5 states only. So if you look at the extent of Western Ghat, it begins somewhere to the south of Tapi river valley that is flowing in the state of Gujarat, and then it terminates somewhere in the state of Kerala, and further we can say around the Cardamom hills of Kerala. So if you calculate the number of states, we have Gujarat, that is number 1, then we have Maharashtra, then we have Goa, then we have Karnataka, then we have Kerala, but also here where Nilgiris are extending toward east, we have the other state, that is Tamil Nadu. So it is not 5 states, but Western Ghat are passing through the 6 states of India, forming almost 1600 kilometers of length along the western coastal stretch of India. So that is also incorrect. And third statement that is given is about the lake, that is Pulicat Lake. It says that Pulicat Lake is spread over 2 states of India. That is indeed correct, because if you look at, this is your Pulicat Lake. Pulicat Lake is actually, we can see it is bound by kind of spit kind of island you are having here, and thus it is a kind of lagoon because it is surrounded by land from 3 sides, open to ocean from one side, and it is having border between 2 states as you can see from here. In the north it is shared by Andhra Pradesh, and in the south it is shared by Tamil Nadu. So basically almost 85 to 90% of Pulicat Lake is lying in Andhra Pradesh, and about 10 to 15% roughly we can say is the area that lies or shared with the state of Tamil Nadu as well. So from this what we can say, the third statement, that it is superior to state only, is correct statement, and that is why for this particular question the correct option will be obviously B, that is third statement is only the correct statement here. So that is the question that was asked. Third question again is related to Indian geography, but the climate section of Indian geography. So here question has been asked about a very important phenomena that we observe in Indian Ocean, that is referred as Indian Ocean Dipole, or also in short it is called as Indian Ocean Dipole, IOD, or also the other name these days it is being used is Indian Nino. So three terms we can use with this: Indian Ocean Dipole, IOD, or Indian Nino. So sometimes mentioned in the news while forecasting Indian monsoon, which of the following statement are correct with reference to Indian Ocean Dipole? The first statement is that IOD phenomena is characterized by a difference in the sea surface temperature between the tropical western Indian Ocean and tropical eastern Pacific Ocean. Second is an IOD phenomena can influence an El Nino's impact on the monsoon. So first statement indeed is correct, because it is actually the definition of Indian Ocean Dipole. It basically is first statement actually is incorrect, because Indian Ocean Dipole means it basically measures the sea surface temperature difference of the western Indian Ocean and the eastern Indian Ocean, not Pacific Ocean. That is the minute issue with this statement. If it was tropical eastern Indian Ocean, then this statement would have been correct statement. So this is incorrect. Second is IOD phenomena can influence El Nino's impact on the monsoon. El Nino basically refers to the development of cold current in the Pacific Ocean, which also influences the monsoon. Generally, if a year is El Nino year, because it generally happens after 3 to 5 years interval, what we see is that there is a probability of deficit monsoon in India in that year, and also it can cause further drought in the agriculture sector. So whenever we are having the IOD, especially positive IOD, it is observed that it influences the El Nino's impact. That means it try to basically dissipate the overall impact of the El Nino. For example, Indian Ocean Dipole can have two phases, the positive phases and negative phases. So in negative phase of Indian Ocean Dipole, what we are seeing that this part of Indian Ocean, that is western part of Indian Ocean, is cooler than usual. So if this part is cooler than usual, that means there is a less convection, less condensation, less cloud formation, and lesser amount of rainfall. So negative phase of IOD is having similar impact like the El Nino. But on the other hand, if you look at the positive phase of IOD, basically positive phase of IOD, and if you compare that with the El Nino, we know that what is the effect of El Nino? So basically El Nino causes deficit rainfall or deficit monsoon in India. But on the other hand, if there is a positive phase of IOD, what it is causing? Now as the western part of Indian Ocean is warmer than usual, here we have increased convection, more condensation, dense cloud formation, and heavy rainfall. So this deficit monsoon due to El Nino will be compensated by higher rainfall that is recorded during the positive phase of IOD. So due to this factor, we can definitely say that IOD phenomena can influence an El Nino's impact on the monsoon, and due to this reason, the correct option here will be B, that is 2 only, that is the correct option here. Now we take a look at the other question. Again, it is a map based question. So you can see that in some years UPSC asks a lot of questions based on map knowledge only, and in some years they are asking most of questions that is only theoretical in nature, very few questions from map. So this kind of mixing is done as the syllabus and the pattern changes year on year. So question is that which of the following is geographically closest to the Great Nicobar Islands? Great Nicobar, we know it is the part of Andaman Nicobar Island group of India. So 4 options are given, that is Sumatra, Borneo, Java, and Sri Lanka. These 3 are islands of Indonesia, and Sri Lanka we know that it is an independent country. So if you take a look at the map here, we will be able to understand it properly. So as you can see, this region that you are seeing, this is Andaman and Nicobar Island, and even within the Andaman Nicobar Island, Great Nicobar is the island that is lying to the southernmost edge. It is the last island, we can say, toward the southern side. So this is Great Nicobar. Now if you look closely, Sri Lanka, that is given a statement, that is here. Sumatra Island, that is here. This you can see, this is your Java Island, and this is the Borneo island. So obviously if you measure the distance from the Great Nicobar and these other islands, we can clearly understand that Sumatra is obviously the closest island, and more precisely the distance between Great Nicobar and Sumatra island stands just at around 150 kilometers. So it is very near. Almost we can say that actually Indonesia is nearest to Andaman Nicobar island group as compared to the continental landmass of India or Indian mainland, we can say. So due to this reason, again if you go back to question, the correct answer obviously is A, that is Sumatra, which is geographically closest to the Great Nicobar island. The other question that is being asked is from the river, and they have asked about river Tista. So with reference to river Tista, consider the following statements. So 3 statements are given, you have to pick whichever statement is the correct one here. So first is the source of river Tista is same as that of Brahmaputra, but it flows through Sikkim. Second, river Rangit originates in Sikkim and is a tributary of river Tista. And third, river Tista flows into the Bay of Bengal on the border of India and Bangladesh. Now this statement obviously, if you try to look here, first statement is incorrect statement, because Brahmaputra river originates from the Kailash range of Tibet, where we have Ansi and Chema Yungdung glacier. So that means if I draw the map of Northeast India, it looks something like this. The Brahmaputra river originates somewhere here, it flows to the east, then enters India, then flows to the west, and then enters into Bangladesh. On the other hand, Tista river originates from the Sikkim region itself by through a mountain range that is also the highest peak of India, that is called as Kanchenjunga. So from Kanchenjunga peak in Sikkim, we have the origin of river Tista. It is not same as Brahmaputra. So first statement is incorrect. Second is river Rangit. That is obviously river Rangit is a tributary of river Tista, and it also originates from the Sikkim region itself. And third statement, river Tista flows into the Bay of Bengal on the border of India and Bangladesh. This is incorrect. It indeed flows into the Bay of Bengal, toward the Bay of Bengal, but it does not flow at the border of India and Bangladesh. Rather, what happens? Tista river directly enters the Bangladesh passing through West Bengal, and then it meets the river Brahmaputra that is coming from the east. That means it flows through the Bangladesh, not at the border of Bangladesh and India. So this statement also is the incorrect statement. So obviously for this the correct option is B, that is 2 only. Tista river is very important river because between India and Bangladesh there has always been a dispute that has been going on about the sharing of Tista river water, because West Bengal is also very much dependent on for the Tista river for its agricultural productivity, as well as Bangladesh, especially the rice growing areas of Bangladesh are also heavily dependent on the river Tista and the water that it brings to Bangladesh here. So obviously if you can see from here, if you look at the map, this is Tista river. As you can see from here, it originates like this, then flows through the Bangladesh. It forms the border between Sikkim and West Bengal within India. And Jamuna river, basically Jamuna river is the name of Brahmaputra that is given to Brahmaputra in the Bangladesh at Fulchari in Bangladesh. This Tista river originates from a glacier name if you want to know. The glacier is called as Pahuri glacier, or many times it is also called as Tista Kangse glacier, which is part of Kanchenjunga mountain range in Sikkim. So these are some important facts you should remember about the major rivers of India. You can do this similar kind of facts you can collect for the other rivers of India also and the major tributaries of these rivers. Next, it is a very interesting question, again a map based question. So as you can see in 2017, UPSC is asking a lot of questions that can be easily solved if you have proper knowledge of the map. So question is simple, that if you travel by road from Kohima, that is one city, to Kottayam, that is other city, what is the minimum number of states within India through which you can travel, including the origin and the destination? So for solving this question, first what you need to know, that which state are these cities situated in. So Kohima, it is easy because Kohima is the capital of a northeastern states, that is Nagaland, and Kottayam is again well known city in the state of Kerala, in the southern part of India. So basically they are asking in other way that if you travel by road from Nagaland in northeast India to Kerala in the south India, how many minimum number of states you will have to pass through. So obviously for this, let us go and take a look at the India's map, and this is the road travel possibility that you are having, two different alternative routes you are having. So first we are starting from Kohima, that is in Nagaland. So from Nagaland, that is the first state itself, because you have to include the states that is given in the question also. Then from Nagaland you can enter into the second state, that is the state of Assam. Then from Assam you can enter into third state, that is West Bengal. Then via road from West Bengal you can go to Odisha. From Odisha then you can enter into the fifth state, that is Andhra Pradesh. From Andhra Pradesh then you can go to Tamil Nadu, and from Tamil Nadu you can by road directly enter into Kerala, where you can go to Kottayam. Or the other alternative route is, which is passing through larger number, higher number of states, such as from Nagaland to Assam to Bihar, Jharkhand, then Odisha, then Maharashtra, then Telangana. So we have to choose the minimum number of states that is possible to cover the road distance. So that is the possibility here. So Andhra Pradesh, from Andhra Pradesh you can go to Karnataka also, from Karnataka to again Kerala, but number of states will remain the same, that is 7. So if you look at the options here, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is the correct option? Obviously the minimum number of states that you will have to pass through while travelling from Kohima to Kottayam will be 7. So that is the answer for this question. The next question has been asked from the National Park or Protected Area Reserve, where they have asked that from the ecological point of view, which one of the following assumes importance in being a good link between the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. So we know that Western Ghats are a chain of mountain, a range of mountain and hill that is situated on the western region of India, western coast of India, while Eastern Ghats are a fragmented and low-lying hills that are spread all the way from Mahanadi River Delta in Odisha, then passing through Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and further to Tamil Nadu and then Karnataka. So we have discussed it many times that if we talk about the meeting point between the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, it is the Nilgiri hills. But here they are not asking that which hills act as a connecting link between the Eastern and Western Ghats. They are asking that from the ecological point of view, which of these protected area act as a connecting link between these two. So option is Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, Nallamalla Forest, Nagarhole National Park, and Sesachalam Biosphere Reserve. So basically if you take a look at the map here, this from this side we are having the Tamil Nadu, and this side you are having the Western Ghats. So if you look at the connecting link here, basically the connecting link here will be Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, that is area that you are find here, because from this side you have the Eastern Ghats that are coming, and from this side you have the Western Ghats that is coming. So connecting between them we have the Satyamangalam forest area, Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. So due to this the correct option will be first one, Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. So again this is a map based question. If you have studied all the major areas of India properly, you will be able to answer these kind of questions. Then again a very interesting question that has been asked. Again what is the problem with this kind of questions, that the source of these questions are not fixed. That means you cannot read this kind of statement in certain books, or you cannot find it just by simply if you are searching important this what you can say topics of geography. These are very specific kind of question that if you know if you have read it somewhere, you will be able to know. If you have not read it, then it is very difficult to solve. So you do not have to be discouraged by this kind of question, because if you have read it everything properly, all the textbooks properly, you have done the mapping work properly, then not have to worry about that, because lot of people, 99% of people will not be able to solve this kind of questions. So what is the question, that at one of the place in India, if you stand on the seashore and watch the sea, you will find that the sea water recedes from the shore line a few kilometers and comes back to the shore twice a day, and you can actually walk on the sea floor when the water recedes. So where this unique phenomena is observed. Now 4 options are given: Bhavnagar, Bhimanipatnam, Chandipur, and Nagapatnam. So basically this is a phenomena that is observed at a place called as Chandipur. Chandipur is a place situated in the Odisha state of India, that is a Chandipur on sea it is called. So it is a coastal city. So basically what happens, due to the tidal activity, you have a very heavy recession of water that happens due to the coastal configuration. So the water recedes by 3 to 4 kilometers, sometimes even 5 kilometers away from the coast during the times of low tide, because during low tide we know that water level is falling down, and when the high tide comes, water levels start to rise back, again the water reaches back to the shore. So this happens twice a day, because this area is where you observe diurnal tides, and thus Chandipur is the correct option in this particular case. So basically, if you try to look, the Chandipur is a beach. The photograph you can see from here clearly is taken during the time of low tides, and as you can see from the image here, that the people who are walking in these areas, they are walking on the seabed. The water level has receded to such extent. So when you are at Chandipur beach, you can actually witness the sea disappearing in front of your eyes and reappearing again. Well, this is because at the sea, water moves retreat by 2 to 5 kilometers during ebb tide. Ebb tide means low tide, when the water level is falling down. The duration between the high tide and low tide, and comes back to the shore at the time of high tide. This unusual natural phenomena keeps on happening daily, where one can actually see the sea and then watch it disappear in front of their eyes. So this is very, very interesting and unique phenomena. So that is how the question has been asked from there. So the correct answer obviously Chandipur. Chandipur is also used by DRDO for testing its ballistic missiles as well. So that is other information you should keep in mind. So that these are the major questions that were asked during the 2017 prelims examination. Now if you look at the questions that were asked in the next year of 2018, so we will try to understand that what kind of questions has been asked here as well. So the first question that is asked in 2018 prelims is related to the natural vegetation, where they have asked that which of the following leaf modifications that occur in the desert areas to inhibit water loss. We know that in desert areas, natural vegetation have to have certain kind of adaptation so that they can survive even in low water condition, low rainfall conditions. So that is what the question is asking, that which of these modification happens in the leaf of the plants, desert plants, to preserve and conserve the water or inhibit any kind of water losses by transpiration. So hard and waxy leaves, tiny leaves, thorns instead of leaves. So basically, if you look at the desert vegetation, which is also called as, the other term you should know about, they are referred as xerophytic vegetation. Now xero means dry region, xeric, that is dry region. Phytic means which likes or loves the dry region. So such vegetation which likes or thrives, survives in dry region are called as xerophytic vegetation. So xerophytic vegetation, so all of these modifications that is given here. The reason is very simple. If they have hard and waxy leaves, due to this, the water that is trapped within the leaf or present within the leaves, it is very difficult for them to actually evaporate no matter how sunny condition is. Second, obviously, most of the water losses happen via the leaves of the plants. So if the leaves are very large, water losses will also be in higher volume. So that is why, to make sure that it does not happen, the plants develop very tiny kind of leaves which can participate in photosynthesis without causing excessive water losses. And many plants, such as you must have heard about the plant like cactus. So such plants do not even have leaves. Rather, what do? They develop thorns. Thorns basically do the same process as of leaves, like photosynthesis. However, the water losses are very, very minimal by the thorns. So all the three options given here are the correct option, that is 1, 2 and 3. If you take a look at the desert vegetation, these are the major kind of desert landscapes that you might find here, and the plant that we are talking about is cactus, as you can see from here. These plants just have a stem, do not have any kind of leaves, rather they have thorns. Apart from that, these three characteristics, some other characteristics that help a desert plant to survive in desert areas are, for example, the plants on trees, they develop very deeper roots, because the water table in desert areas are very, very low. So if the roots are not very deep, they will not be able to get sufficient amount of water for their survival. Other is the plant also grow very thick or succulent stem, we can say. Most of plant have thick and succulent stem, and this adaptation, this modification also helps the plant in inhibiting water losses or conserving water during the dry conditions. So 3 that is given in the options, and these 2, total 5 major modifications you will see in the desert plant or xerophytic vegetation. Next is again a map based questions which has been linked to the current affairs of that time, and the one side of the map match the following column, you have the towns that has been in news, and on the other side the countries are given. So which of these towns are located in which of the cities? So which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? That is what you have to pick here. So first town is Aleppo in Syria, second is given Kirkuk, that is Yemen, third is Mosul in Palestine, fourth is Mazar-e-Sharif in Afghanistan. So all these towns and cities has been in use for past few years, especially when the prelims was conducted due to the war or some kind of disturbances that is going on here. So let us take a look at all of these cities. So first of all, if you take a look at Aleppo, here you have Aleppo. So as you can see from the map here, Aleppo is part of Syria, and the option here that is given is Aleppo, Syria. That means what we can say? The first statement is indeed a correct statement. Second is city of Kirkuk in Yemen. Now again, if you look at the Kirkuk, here the city of Kirkuk is situated, and Kirkuk is not in Yemen, rather Kirkuk is situated in the country that is Iraq here. That means second statement is incorrect one. Third is city of Mosul. So let us take a look at the Mosul. Now again, Mosul is here. So Mosul is also situated in which country? Mosul is also part of Iraq. That means this third statement, Mosul is not in Palestine, it is in Iraq. And fourth is Mazar-e-Sharif in Afghanistan. This is indeed correct. This is the map of Afghanistan as you can see from here. And here you have the Mazar-e-Sharif city. It is situated, we can say, in the northwestern part of Afghanistan. So as per option Mazar-e-Sharif, Afghanistan, this is the correct answer. That means the first and fourth are correctly matched, and thus the correct option for this particular question will be B, 1 and 4 only. That is why when you are preparing for the UPSC examination and when you are focusing on geography, you do not have to just focus on the major landforms of the earth or India. You also have to focus on those regions either within India or outside India which has been in news for certain issues, certain concerns, certain wars might be going on, there might be migration issue, there might be famine, there might be civil war like situation. So make sure that you are aware about the geography of that region, that city, that where at least in which country, around which sea, around which mountains these places are located, because questions like that are normally asked. These kind of questions are very common. At least I have seen in last prelims, like if you look at last 5 to 6 year prelims, at least 1 or 2 such kind of questions are being regularly asked. So that is why focus on current affairs as well, make a note of the places in news, and then later on you can keep on revising and keep on adding more and more places on that list. So that is overall these areas. As we know that this is a disturbed area, is especially because Syria you have the rise of ISIS that happened. Syria was sent into kind of civil war like situation. Iraq, we know that since 2001 it always has been disturbed because of the war that was waged on Iraq, and Afghanistan also because of the Taliban issue has been keep coming in news obviously. So that is the other question. The next question that has been asked about agriculture, we can say the crop, that is GM mustard. So with reference to genetically modified mustard developed in India, consider the following statements. First is GM mustard has genes of a soil bacterium that give the plant the property of pest resistance to a wide variety of pest. Second is GM mustard has genes that allow the plant cross pollination and hybridization. And third, GM mustard has been developed jointly by the IARI and Punjab Agricultural University. So these are very fact driven question, fact related question. If you have read about GM mustard in detail, you might be able to pick the correct option here. I remember this question, actually this article about GM mustard where all these things are mentioned were published in the Hindu newspaper. That is why this newspaper is very important while preparing for current affairs for the UPSC examination. So first statement is actually an incorrect statement. GM mustard, basically the main purpose of growing this mustard is to increase the overall yield. The pest resistance property is something that is not the focus area here, and that is also not the uniqueness of GM mustard. Second is it has the genes that allow the plant cross pollination and hybridization. So this indeed is a correct statement. That is how the plant is able to survive and thrive, and the yield becomes very, very high. And third is GM mustard has been developed jointly by the IARI and Punjab Agriculture Institute. That is incorrect. This GM mustard has been developed by the Delhi University. So that is why the third statement is also incorrect statement. So the correct option here will be B, that is 2 only. So that is all about this question. Next is a question that is asked about the wildlife sanctuary, the Pakhui Wildlife Sanctuary, also called as the Pakke Wildlife Sanctuary. Simple, straightforward question, that which states you will find the Pakhui or Pakke Wildlife Sanctuary. So the correct answer here is Arunachal Pradesh. If you look at the map of Arunachal Pradesh, this is Arunachal Pradesh. Here we have a river that is called as Pakke River, and on the northern side you have a river that is called as Bhareli River or Jia Bhareli River. So somewhere on the bank of Jia Bhareli River, you have a wildlife sanctuary that has been developed here, that is called as Pakhui Wildlife Sanctuary. And on the lower side, you can see we have other sanctuary, that is Nameri Wildlife Sanctuary. So these sanctuaries are situated between the Bhareli River in the north and Pakke River in the south. And further, as you go further south, you have the river Brahmaputra as well. So that is simple, straightforward question. The correct answer is A, Arunachal Pradesh. So especially while preparing for the biosphere reserves or the tiger conservation areas or any kind of animal, what we can say conservation areas, you have to give extra focus to the regions that is situated in the northeastern states of India. What are the major elephant sanctuary, what are the major tiger sanctuary, what are the major, we can say wildlife sanctuary, what are the bird sanctuary. So make a list of these, especially from northeastern states, and second focus area should be the Western Ghats, because the northeastern region of India and the Western Ghats of India, these are the regions where you are having highest number of endemic species population. So that is why these are continuously being asked. Next question, again you can say it is a mapping question, more precisely it is a world mapping question, where it has been asked that which of the given sea here has or have shrunk immensely and dried up in the recent past due to human activities. The three options are Aral Sea, Black Sea and Lake Baikal. So you have to select which of these are correct option. So actually this is again, if you look at the option, Aral Sea is the correct option here, because Black Sea there is no significant changes in the water volume of Black Sea. Similarly, Lake Baikal is situated in Russia, and it is situated in the eastern part of Russia, where you have heavy amount of snow deposition. So whenever snow melts in the summer, the Lake Baikal is filled up by the water. So there is no significant change in volume of Lake Baikal. Also, you should know Lake Baikal is the deepest freshwater lake on the earth. So no volume change in Black Sea, nothing significant is happening here, no changes in Lake Baikal. Aral Sea is a sea that is situated on the border regions of Uzbekistan, and since 1970s, 1980s especially, it has immensely dried up. Even some geographers believe that it has dried up almost 90% of what its actual volume used to have. So if you take a look at the map here, we can clearly see that in 1960, if you look at the size of Aral Sea, this is the size, and if you consider it from 1970s, the drying has begun. So you can see first of all it is the eastern coast that has started to dry up, then gradually the southern coast has started to dry up, and then the drying has continued, and finally if you look at the map taken or the picture taken in 2014, what we can see that only a small part of Aral Sea, the western part of Aral Sea, is what remains today. The remaining area has completely dried up due to the various regions. So it has become a kind of desert, and Aral Sea shares a boundary Uzbekistan, where a large part is situated, and on the north you have the Kazakhstan. So located between Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. Now it was once, if you try to understand, that when Aral Sea was having immensely high volume, let us say in 1960, it was world's 4th largest body of inland water. but has shrunk to a fraction of its former size, because now what is the reason? That is most important. Why such a huge gigantic water body has shrunk to almost 90% or 10% of its size? The reason is diversion of the inflowing rivers. Again, if you look at the map here, two major rivers used to flow in the Aral Sea, which used to supply water to that sea. From the south, you have a river that is called as Amu Darya river, and in the north, you have a river that is called as Sir Darya river. So basically, as long as the Amu Darya and Sir Darya were able to supply water to the Aral Sea remained filled with water. But gradually, during the Soviet Union time, due to the policies of Joseph Stalin, he actually asked to divert these river water for the cultivation of cotton. And as the cotton cultivation progressed and grew more and more water were diverted by constructing dams and barrages and all, and that is why the source of Aral Sea basically dried up, and that is why the sea itself has dried up. So this is how we can understand the shrinking Aral Sea. So correct option is A. Next is again a map based question, but has been asked from the Indian geography, that among the following cities, which one lies on a longitude that is closest to that of Delhi? Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Nagpur and Pune. Now longitude, you know that it is a line that is connecting the North Pole and the South Pole and passing through different regions. So overall, if you divide the earth, we have divided the earth into total 179 longitudes. So if you look at the longitude that is passing to Delhi, if you look at the map of India, we have the Delhi that is situated in the north, somewhere around that areas. And then if you draw a straight line, because longitudes are a straight line, let us say you draw a straight line like this. It is asked that which of the cities are lying closest to the longitude. So basically this is like this, it passes almost similar longitude to that of Bengaluru. Other cities such as Hyderabad, apart from that Nagpur and Pune that is given here. So you can see Hyderabad that is here, that is far away, Bengaluru is much more closer. Apart from that, Nagpur, if we talk about, Nagpur is very far, Nagpur is situated in the state of Maharashtra. It is also far away from the longitude passing through the New Delhi. And apart from that, the third option given is Pune. So again, Pune is a city in Maharashtra, but it is again very far away from this particular longitude. So the closest city to the longitude that is passing through New Delhi is obviously Bengaluru. So that is why A is the correct option here. Again, this is an example of question which you cannot read somewhere in the books or study materials or current affairs. These kind of questions are something that you can only solve if you have looked at the map of India at least 50 to 100 times. You know about the location of major cities, because again, if you take a look at the question, they are not asking some random small cities that you might not have heard about. All the cities, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Nagpur, Pune, they are well known cities, major cities of India. So obviously UPSC expects you to know that what is the orientation and location of these cities, especially with reference to the capital of India itself, New Delhi. Next is a question that is about the earth, where three statements are given. Consider the following statement: the earth's magnetic field has reversed every few 100,000 years. Second, when the earth was created more than 4,000 billion years, earth's age we talk about, it is roughly considered to be 4,500 million years. That is when the earth was created. So that is why they are asking more than 4,000 million years ago, there was 54% oxygen and no carbon dioxide. And third, when living organisms originated, they modified the early atmosphere of the earth. So which of these are correct statement? That is what we have to find out here. So first of all, if you look at the magnetic field, we know that earth has three layers. It has crust, it has mantle and it has core. The inner layers of the earth are made up of heavier elements such as iron, nickel and all this. So most of these elements at the lower levels are also in the liquid phase. So earth is rotating on its axis. Due to this, what happened? The core and the mantle of earth also rotates. So the rotation of such a huge volume of molten iron, nickel, this produces a magnetic field which is called as geomagnetic field of earth around it. And we know that every magnet, if you consider earth, can be considered as a giant bar magnet. So every bar magnet has two poles. One is North Pole, other is South Pole. So basically what the statement is saying, that there has been reversal of poles in the earth every few 100,000 years. That means currently if you look at the magnetic field of the earth or magnetic pole of earth, the magnetic North Pole is toward geographical North Pole, magnetic South Pole is toward geographical South Pole. But it does not remain oriented like same every time. What happens in the history of earth, there is a pole reversal. In pole reversal what happens, the magnetic South Pole orient itself toward geographical North Pole and magnetic North Pole orient itself toward the geographical South Pole. So earth's magnetic field keeps on fluctuating between the first and second picture. More precisely if you try to understand, this is how we can represent it. This is earth. So currently if you look here, it is called as normal polarity. Why we use the term normal polarity? Simply because the magnetic North Pole is toward geographical North Pole, magnetic South Pole is toward geographical South Pole, and then there is a reverse polarity. Why we call it as reverse polarity? Simply because magnetic South Pole is now oriented toward geographical North Pole, magnetic North Pole is oriented toward the geographical South Pole. So this change that happens is called as pole reversal. Now why exactly it happens, what is the mechanism that drives this reversal is yet to be understood. We do not know this. We have very limited information about why and what is going on below the earth's surface, especially around the core and mantle region. So this is an area of active research, we can say. So from that what we can say, the first statement indeed is correct statement, reversal indeed happens. Second is, when the earth was created, that means in the earliest stage, it says that there was 54% oxygen and no carbon dioxide. That is incorrect statement, because when the earth formed in the initial stage, it does not have any kind of gases that we have today. Rather it was populated, the earth atmosphere we can say, it was populated by two major gases, that is hydrogen and helium. Later on hydrogen and helium disappeared due to the small gravitational force of the earth and also due to the continuous burning by the solar flare, that is the sun's radiation. And later on earth underwent a lot of volcanic eruptions, and you have the predominance of gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxides, you have sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfides and all these gases, and gradually finally these gases gave way to the present form of our atmosphere, that is nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, the four major gases. So that is why a second statement is incorrect. Oxygen has developed in very late stages of earth history, not in the early stages of earth's history. Third statement is that when living organisms originated, they modified the early atmosphere of the earth. This is indeed correct, and one example simple we can take from here. We know that due to continuous rainfall that happened on the earth, we have formation of sea or ocean. Now due to this, the first microscopic organisms developed in the sea or the ocean areas, which were called as cyanobacteria, or also the other term name used to them is blue-green alga. So cyanobacteria or blue-green alga, which developed in the oceans of the earth, they started to participate in the process of photosynthesis. And once they started to participate in photosynthesis, we know that during the photosynthesis, the oxygen is basically produced as a byproduct. So gradually what happened, the concentration of oxygen started to increase as a result of this photosynthesis. So that is why this living organisms, when they originated, we can say that they indeed have modified the early atmosphere of the earth, and thus the first and the third statement are correct statement here. So obviously for this, C is the right option, C is the correct option. Next question again is related to Indian agriculture, where it has been asked that with reference to the circumstances in Indian agriculture, the concept of conservation agriculture assumes significance. Now which of the following fall under conservation agriculture? So first is avoidance of monoculture practices, second is adopting minimum tillage, third is avoiding the cultivation of plantation crops, fourth is using crop residue to cover the soil surface, and fifth is adopting a spatial and temporal crop sequencing or crop rotation. So basically conservation agriculture refers to avoiding the monoculture practices, because if you are participating in monoculture, cultivation of single crop again and again, it basically causes losses in the crop diversity, as we have seen in the case of the cotton in case of India. Similarly, adopting of minimum tillage also helps in conservation of soil, conservation of the soil nutrients and all that. So that is also correct. Third is avoiding the cultivation of plantation crop, that also can be considered as correct, because plantation crops does not help in preserving and protecting the soil nutrients. Fourth is using crop residues to cover the soil surface. Now this is not something that is related to conservation agriculture, concept of conservation agriculture. If you go to the website of ICAR, that is Indian Council of Agricultural Research, they have properly defined the conservation agriculture, that what basically are the elements here. So from there actually the question has been taken. Fifth, they have given that yes, on their website, that adopting a spatial and temporal crop sequencing or crop rotation. Crop rotation means in this season, suppose you have grown rice, then next season you can grow pulses in the same field, and again next season you can grow rice again, or rice, then you have some sort of grasses that is grown here, and again rice is grown. So this kind of crop cultivation practices or sequencing of different crops are called as crop rotation. That also helps in conservation of the soil nutrient, because rice absorbs the nitrogen we can say from the soil. But when you again next season cultivate pulses, pulses fix the nitrogen with the help of the bacteria living in their roots. So they take up the nitrogen from the atmosphere and again bring it back to the soil. And next season again the rice will have sufficient amount of nitrogen for its growth. So this is how basically crop rotation help in conservation agriculture. So correct option here is D, that is 1, 2, 3 and 5, which is part of conservation agriculture. Next question again similar to a question that I told you, that is repeatedly being asked by the UPSC. Again similar kind of question was discussed earlier also, that on one side you have the regions of the world that has been news are given, and on the second side you have the name of countries that is given. So basically you have to find out that which of the pairs given above are correctly match. So Catalonia, Spain, Crimea, Hungary, Mindanao, Philippines and Oromia, Nigeria. 4 regions are given here. So let us take a look at the world map and try to find out which of these are correct. So first of all, if you look at the Catalonia, this region, the red region that you see in the map here refers to Catalonia, and Catalonia, as we can see, it is a part of Spain. So the option that is given here, Catalonia, Spain, that is indeed correct. Now why it was in news? The reason is simple. The Catalonia is a region that want to separate, or we can say secede from Spain. Catalonian people of Catalonia, they believe that they are distinct, they are having their own characteristics, own culture in terms of language also, in terms of dressing also, in terms of ethnic composition also, and that is why they want not be part of Spain anymore, rather they want to secede and create their own country, Catalonia. That is a demand that has been raised for a very long period of time in the Spanish history. Second is Crimea, Hungary. That is incorrect, because Crimea is a region that is situated in Ukraine here, as you can see from here, that was annexed by Russia in 2014. Again, due to the Russia-Ukraine war, the region has come back into news. So Crimea is part of Ukraine, it is not part of Hungary. That means the second statement here is incorrect statement. Third is Mindanao in Philippines. So again, if you take a look, Mindanao actually is situated in the island group of Philippines here. So this area is volcanically active area. That means the third statement we can say is the correct statement. We have a lot of volcanic eruptions that used to happen in the Mindanao region, and also there was a domestic we can say a kind of conflict that has developed in the Mindanao in the early period of the Philippine history. That is why this is a very important place. Fourth is Oromia in Nigeria. So if you take a look at the Oromia, Oromia is a region that is not in Nigeria. It is in Africa, it is African region, but it is lying in the Ethiopia nearby Addis Ababa. So that means the fourth option is the incorrect option. So the first and third are correct, second and fourth are incorrect. So obviously the correct option that you can pick up here is C, that is 1 and 3 only. So simple straightforward question. If you have been following current affairs, these kind of regions you will not be able to miss. And when you are coming across this kind of regions which are in news, cities, states and all these which are in news, make sure that you know their locations as well. Coming to the next question, again it is a question that is a map based question based on Indian geography. that which one of the following is an artificial lake. Now 4 options are given here: Kodaikanal in Tamil Nadu, Kolleru in Andhra Pradesh, Nainital in Uttarakhand, and Renuka in the Himachal Pradesh. Now all of these are also Ramsar sites. That is why these lakes are important lakes, because Ramsar classification, that Ramsar site is basically a kind of classification that is given to water bodies, especially wetlands, if they urgently need some things that we can say preservation and conservation measures are required. So Ramsar Convention was signed on 2nd February 1971 in the city of Ramsar itself, which is situated in Iran. And also to honor this Ramsar Convention, every year on the 2nd February, world celebrate what we call as the World Wetlands Day. So all of these 4 are wetlands. Now obviously again it is a factual question. There is no such logic that you can apply here to deduce the right answer. If you know this, you know this. If you don't know, then you cannot do anything in the examination. So basically the correct answer here is A. Kodaikanal, that is in the Tamil Nadu, is actually an artificial lake. All of these lakes, Kolleru was earlier a kind of what you can say is a coastal lagoon, but now it has been converted into an inland lake due to continuous progression of Krishna and Godavari delta in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Nainital, again it is a lake that is situated in the valley regions of the Himalayas. Renuka wetland, that is also a wetland that has been created due to the natural factors in the state of Himachal Pradesh. So A simple, Kodaikanal. Next question is related to the coral reefs, which again is an important topic in oceanography, and there is a continuous research that is going on in the area of coral reef. So you will see more and more, you can expect more and more question that is being asked on the coral reef, both in the prelims as well as in the mains examination. So simple questions are there, 3 questions is there with 3 statement that is given. You have to choose the correct statement. The first statement is that most of the world's coral reefs are in tropical waters. Second, more than 1/3 of the world's coral reefs are located in the territories of Australia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. And third, the coral reefs host far more animal phyla than those hosted by the tropical rainforest on the earth. So which of these are correct here? Now first of all, coral reefs, if we try to briefly understand what are coral reefs, these are basically a platform like a structure that develops due to the fusion of the outer skeleton of the corals, which is made of calcium carbonate. So such limestone topography that develops below the ocean water, below the sea surface due to fusion of the exoskeleton of corals are called as coral reefs. Corals are basically a very tiny microscopic organisms that are found in the marine areas when conditions are suitable enough. Now one of the conditions where corals can survive is when the sea surface temperature is higher than 24-25 degrees Celsius. Now due to this region, most of world's coral reefs are found in tropical water. And in tropical water, to be more precise, what we mean that more than 95% of the global coral reefs are actually situated between the latitude of 30 degrees south to 30 degree north, and this is your tropical zone. The region is very simple because the water temperature, the sea surface temperature are conducive enough to allow or facilitate the growth and survivability of corals here. So first is indeed a correct option. Second is more than 1/3 of the world's coral reefs are located in territories of these 3 countries. This is also correct. Actually, if you take a look at the world map, and the red areas here shows the distribution or collection of coral reefs, we can see that most of these coral reefs are in this zone. So here you have Australia, here you have Indonesia, and here you have Philippines. So almost 45% we can say, 45% of the global coral reef are situated within the 3 countries borders, that is Australia, Indonesia and Philippines. So that is why the second statement is also the correct statement. And third, coral reefs are known for their magnificent biodiversity, and they indeed carry and host higher number of animal phyla as compared to the tropical rainforest. And it is due to this reason coral reefs are also many times referred as the rainforest of ocean. In other way, what we can understand that area wise Coral reefs cover less than 10% of the ocean areas, but in terms of biodiversity, they hold more than 80 to 85% of the maritime biodiversity and marine biodiversity. So, all three statements that are given here are indeed correct, and thus the correct option for this question is D, that is 1, 2 and 3, all of the above are correct option here. Next question is related to minerals, where it is minerals about Indian geography has been asked here, especially related to India. Three statements are given here. First is, in India, state governments do not have the power to auction non-coal mines. Second is, Andhra Pradesh and Jharkhand do not have gold mines. And third is that Rajasthan has iron ore mines. So, which of these given statement are correct here? So, first of all, if we take a look here, we come to the mineral deposits first. So, if we take a look at the data that is published by the Ministry of Mines, we can see that iron ore is indeed found in Rajasthan. The iron ore, most of iron ore in India are situated in the southern part of India, that is Harwar belt is there, or Chotanagar plateau is there, and that is from where most of what we can say extraction of ore is happening. However, deposits of iron ore has been found in Rajasthan also, especially around cities of Rajasthan such as Jaipur is there, then you have Bhilwara, Udaipur, Sikar and Dausa. So, these are the 5 major cities where iron ore deposits has been found. So, that means the third statement is correct statement. Second is, Andhra Pradesh and Jharkhand do not have gold mines. This is incorrect statement. Actually, in Jharkhand, if you take a look at the statement number second, Andhra Pradesh and Jharkhand do not have gold mines. This is indeed a correct statement, and that is why basically what incorrect statement, because in Jharkhand also we have found, Andhra Pradesh also we have found the reserves of gold. And third is, in India, state government do not have the power to auction non-coal mines. That is incorrect statement. State government do have power to auction minor minerals. So, that is why the correct answer in this case will be 3 only, that is D. 3 is the correct statement. So, that is why we can say the Rajasthan has iron ore, that is correct statement here. Overall, if we talk about iron ore also slightly more details, iron ore quality wise, 4 types of quality we find. One is hematite, then we have magnetite, then we have limonite and we have the siderite. So, the largest deposit of India is found in Barabil Koira Valley in the state of Odisha. These are some other facts that you should know, because iron ore are one of the major minerals, not only in India but also at the global scale. Next statement again is related to the Indian geography, where question has been asked. 3 statements are given, again related to your volcanic island. So, first is, the Barren Island volcano is an active volcano located in the Indian territory. Second, Barren Island lies about 140 kilometers east of Great Nicobar. And third, the last time the Barren Island volcano erupted was in 1991 and it has remained inactive since then. So, first statement is the correct statement, because Barren Island is also the only active volcano in India and it is situated in the Andaman Nicobar Island group. So, first is correct. Second is, it lies about 140 km east of Great Nicobar. Is it correct? Let us take a look at the map of Andaman Nicobar. So, if you take a look at the map of Andaman Nicobar, the northern part of islands are called as Andaman Island and the southern part of islands, they are referred as Nicobar Island. So, the Barren Island, as you can see from the map here, these are the Barren Islands. So, where they are situated? They are not situated near the Great Nicobar. Great Nicobar is somewhere here, or Nicobar. They are rather situated slightly to the east of Middle Andaman. Andaman Island is also divided into 4 parts: North Andaman, Middle Andaman, South Andaman and Little Andaman. So, slightly to the east of Middle Andaman, you have the Barren Island that is located here. That means the second statement, that is incorrect statement. Third is, last time Barren Island volcano erupted in 1991, that is also incorrect. It was year 2015 when Barren Island volcanic eruption was observed again. So, the correct option here is B. The 2 and 3, basically we can say which of the given statements are correct statement. So, correct statement here will be A only, that is here it is second and third are incorrect. The first statement is only the correct statement here. That is, barren island volcano is an active volcano located in the Indian territory. So, you can make correction here. The correct option for this question is A, that is 1 only. Next, if you take a look here, the question is asked about the soils of India, that with reference to the agricultural soils, consider the following statements. First, the high content of organic matter in the soil drastically reduces its water holding capacity. Second, soil does not play any role in the sulfur cycle. And third, irrigation over a period of time can contribute to the salinization of some agricultural lands. So, you have to pick the correct option from the three. Now, the first option is incorrect, because what happens if the organic content of soil is higher? It is observed that both the hydration capacity as well as the aeration or oxidation capacity of soil increases. In other words, higher the organic content, better is the movement of water, exchange of water, and better is the movement and transport of oxygen through the soil layers. That means this statement is incorrect. It actually will increase the water holding capacity of the soil. Second, soil does not play any role in the sulfur cycle. This is also an incorrect statement, because sulfur cycle, largely if we talk about the sulfur deposits, we have huge sulfur deposits that is found in the soils of India and soils anywhere in the world, and they actually take part in what we can say, if we talk about the sulfur cycle, the soils play a very important role in sulfur cycle, as you can see from the map here. For example, sulfate is first of all added as a fertilizer in the soil. So, due to the presence of sulfate in the soil, the bacteria that are present in the soil, they carry out reduction of the sulfur. So, the sulfate is then reduced into H2S or HS minus. Then that is one part. Second, many times lot of plant and animal remains or animal waste also produces organic sulfur. Organic sulfur then further can be transformed into sulfate. Sulfate further can be reduced to the form of hydrogen sulfide or HS minus. Apart from that, if the sulfate concentration increases in the soil, some of the sulfate through the process of leaching can enter into the water table also. So, you have presence of sulfate in the water as well. And then gradually, due to presence of fossils and fossil fuels, the sulfur also undergoes decomposition, and when these fossil fuels are extracted, such as natural gas, such as crude oil, such as coal, what happens when the burning of these fossil fuels are conducted? The sulfur that is present in these fuels are released into the atmosphere, and then in atmosphere it reacts to form two major gases. One is sulfur dioxide and other is H2S. So, by ground, through the burning of fossil fuel, sulfur is being sent back into the atmosphere. And again, when the rainfall happens, SO2 is highly soluble in the rainwater. So, it comes back in the form of acid rain, gets deposited in the rocks of the earth surface, and again by weathering, this sulfur can enter into the water surface. So, this is overall how we can understand the entire sulfur cycle. And here, since most of plants grow in the soil layers of the earth, so large amount of sulfur also is taken up by the plant, and this is where the soil plays a very important role. So, first is the soil provide the possibility of bacterial oxidation and reduction of sulfur, and second, soil provides the ability for the plant to take up the sulfur from the soil layer and the within soil layer itself. So, that is how we can simply understand the sulfur cycle. That means the second statement that is given here is incorrect. Soil play an important role in the sulfur cycle. Third is irrigation over a period of time can contribute to the salinization of some agricultural lands. This is also a correct statement, example of which we can easily see in the states of Punjab as well as Haryana. So, what happens? The regions of Punjab and Haryana in India has carried out over irrigation. Due to this region, a large volume of water remains stagnant and is not directly absorbed by the plants. Now, since most of this irrigated water is taken up from below the ground surface, the process of submersible pipes, submersible pumps, and thus when the water is transferred from below the ground surface to the soil layer, it also brings large amount of salt particles along with itself. And later on, when water becomes stagnant, and in the summer time, especially when the heating is taking place, the water evaporates, but the salt that is present in this water, they will be left behind, and this process, when it goes on for a long period of time, causes continuous accumulation of salt in the upper or top layer of the soil. Thus, irrigation over a period of time can contribute to the salinization of some agricultural lands and can also lead to development of unique kind of soil, that is called as saline soil. So, that is why the correct option here is only one, that is 3 only. The first statement and the second statement are the incorrect statement. So, these were the major questions that were asked in this particular year's of prelims examination, that is UPSC Prelims 2018. Next, we can take a look at the question that were asked in the year 2019 prelims examination. So, question that is asked is again related to the minerals, that is with reference to the management of minor minerals in India, consider the following statements. First is, sand is a minor mineral according to the prevailing law in the country. Second, state governments have the power to grant mining leases of minor minerals, but the powers regarding the formation of rules related to the grant of minor minerals lie with the central government. And third is, the state governments have the power to frame rules to prevent illegal mining of minor minerals. So, out of the given statement, which are the correct statement? So, here sand indeed is classified as a minor minerals, and this is according to the prevailing rule of the law. To understand this more, we can take a look at the act, that is MMDR Act 1957, and here as per MMDR Act, minor minerals means which kind of minerals? Building stones, you have gravels, ordinary clay, ordinary sand, other than sand that is used for the prescribed purposes, and any other central government notified minerals. So, these are considered as the minor minerals. The second statement that is given here is, the state government has the power to grant mining leases of minor minerals, but the powers regarding the formation of rules related to the grant of minor minerals lies with the central government. So, again if we take a look here, the central has the power to notify minor minerals under MMDR Act. However, the central government has the power to notify minor minerals under section 3E of the MMDR Act 1957. On the other hand, as per same act, if we take a look at the section 15 of the MMDR Act, it says that the state governments have complete powers for the making rules for the grant of concessions in respect of the extraction of minor minerals and levy and collection of the royalty on minor minerals. So, that is what the second statement is saying here, that state government has the power to grant mining leases, but the power regarding formation of rules related to grant of minor minerals lies with central government. That means this statement is correct. The power lies with the state government as well. And third, the state government has the power to frame rules to prevent illegal mining of minor minerals. That obviously is the correct statement. So, that is why the correct option here is A, 1 and 3 only. The second statement is incorrect. Next is again a match the following kind of question that has been asked where one side you have the glaciers that are given, and on other side the rivers, which rivers originate from the glacier, that is represented here. So, first we have Bandarpunch glacier, river Yamuna, Bara Shigri glacier, that is Chenab, then we have Milam glacier, that is Mandakini river, Siachen glacier, Nubra river, and Jemu glacier, that is the Manas river. So, which of these are correct here? Now, here again, if you have read the river system of India, these questions become very simple to solve, because you know that Yamuna river indeed originate from the Yamunotri glacier, and in Yamunotri, the place where the Yamuna river actually has its source in is called as Bandarpunch, because the glacier looks like the shape of the tail of a monkey. So, Bandar plus Punch, that is the tail of the monkey. So, that is the correct option. Second, Bara Shigri, that is Chenab, that is also correct. Chenab actually is a very important river that originates from the Himachal Pradesh, and first of all we have two different streams. First stream that is called as Chandra, and second stream that is called as Bhaga. So, when Chandra and Bhaga river both join together, then they form the river Chenab, and this glacier is Bara Shigri glacier. Third is Milam glacier, Mandakini river, that is incorrect. Mandakini river actually originates from the Kedarnath. And Milan Glacier is the origin point of one of the major tributary of river Ganga, that is we have river Kali, which is also later on referred as Gandak river. So Kali river originates from the Milan Glacier, not Mandakini river. So that means the third statement is the correct statement. Fourth, Siachen Glacier, source of Nubra river. This is correct actually. So Siachen Glacier is situated in the northernmost part of India. It is part of Karakoram range, and from there two rivers are there. One is river Nubra and other is river Shog. Both originate from the same regions. So Siachen indeed is a source of Nubra river. Similar question has been asked in later prelims examination also. That is why I told you in last class as well that while solving previous questions, not just focus on whether you know the answer or not, also look at all the options that are given here, because in later prelims question based on the individual options can also be asked, and that is what indeed has happened in the next year when we have the question that was asked, that is Siachen Glacier is situated where, and one of the option given was to the north of Nubra Valley. So obviously since Nubra river originates from Siachen Glacier, what is the location of Siachen? To the north of Nubra. So that is how easily you can solve the questions as well. Next is Jemu Glacier, that is source of origin for river Manas. Now this is incorrect. Manas river is a river that originates from Bhutan, and Jemu is not the name of glacier there. So the correct option here is 1, 2 and 4. That is A is the correct option. Bandarpunch, Barashagri and Siachen, these are the correct. Also, even if you do not know about Jemu, if you know these also, by elimination method also you can come to the right answer, right conclusion. So that is about the second question. Third question is again related to agriculture, where it has been asked that with reference to the cultivation of kharif crops in India in the last 5 years, consider the statements. First, area under rice cultivation is highest. Second, area under the cultivation of jowar is more than that of oil seeds. Third, area of cotton cultivation is more than that of sugarcane. And fourth, area under sugarcane cultivation has steadily decreased. Again, this is fact laden, fact heavy question. If you have read the government reports, especially Ministry of Agriculture reports or economic survey, then you might be able to solve these kind of questions. So let us try to take a look. First is area under rice cultivation is the highest. Is it correct? Let us take a look at the data that is published by the Government of India. So as we can see from here, we have rice that is here. So overall the entire food grains occupy 128 million hectares of India's area. Now out of that we can say 42.2 hectares of land is covered by rice. If you compare them with any other food grains, we can see from here rice indeed is grown in the largest part of India's agricultural land. So that means the first option that is given here is correct option. Area under rice cultivation is the highest, right? Second is area under the cultivation of jowar is more than that of oil seeds. Let us compare jowar with oil seeds. What is the area occupied by jowar? It is 5.1 million hectare. And what is area occupied by the oil seeds? It is 26.2 million hectares. That means area under cultivation of jowar is lower, not higher than oil seeds. That means second statement is incorrect statement. Third is the area of cotton cultivation is more than that of sugarcane. So let us say take a look here. The area of cotton cultivation is how much? You can see from the table here, it is 10.8 million hectare, and if you compare sugarcane, it is 4.4 million hectares. That means the area under cultivation of cotton is more than that of sugarcane. Is it correct? Yes, indeed it is correct. Cotton is grown in almost 2.5 times higher area, larger area as compared to sugarcane cultivation. The reason is also simple. If you try to think logically as well, even if you do not know the facts, if you have not read the reports, you know that cotton is a crop that can be grown in even low water conditions, while sugarcane is a crop that requires very high amount of water. It is a water intensive crop, least water efficient crop we can say. So obviously we know that in large part of India what do we have? We have the challenges in ensuring irrigation water facility. So from that logic also we can understand what? That cotton must be cultivated in large part of India as compared to sugarcane. Fourth statement is area under sugarcane cultivation has steadily decreased. Whether it is correct or incorrect. So as we can see from here, if you look at this area here, percentage change, if you look, how much is percentage change? It indeed has decreased. Minus 10.9% decrease we have observed in the sugarcane cultivated areas. That means what we can say? That from 2015-16 we have increase that has happened, but early years there is no such evidence of decrease as such. So continuously what we can say is happening is that area under sugarcane cultivation has decreased, but it has not decreased steadily. That is what makes this statement incorrect. It simply, if option was given that area under sugarcane cultivation has decreased, then this would have been a correct statement. But there is no such pattern or trend of a steady decrease in the sugarcane cultivating areas. That means fourth option we can consider as an incorrect option. So correct answer here is A and 1 and 3 only. Area under rice cultivation is highest. Yes, it is highest. Area of cotton cultivation is more than that of sugarcane. Yes, it is higher than sugarcane. So that is how you can solve this question. Next is again related to rice crops, that among the following, which one is the largest exporter of rice in the world in the last 5 years? Again, because this kind of data continuously keeps changing, and that is why you cannot say this question if suppose it was not given that what time frame we are talking about, it is very difficult to ascertain the right answer. So among the following, which one is largest exporter of rice in the world in last 5 years? 4 options are given: China, India, Myanmar and Vietnam. So if you take a look at the production and export of rice here, the principal rice exporting countries worldwide in 2020-2023 in 1000 metric tons number. So as we can see from here, India stands at highest number with about 21,500 metric tons of export, followed by Thailand, which is almost one third, we can say half of the India's export. Then we have Vietnam, Pakistan, Burma and China. In terms of export volume, here also if you look at the previous year figures, this is last year 2022-2023, we look at the figures in 2019-2020, India was again having the highest share with 15.5 million tons. Thailand is standing somewhere to the half of that volume. So that is why the correct answer is simple here. The country which is the largest exporter of rice in the world is indeed India as compared to the other countries. Next is a current affairs based question where it has been asked that the word Denisovan is sometimes mentioned in India in reference to what? First is a fossils of a kind of dinosaurs, an early human species, a cave system found in northeastern India and a geological period in the history of the Indian subcontinent. Now again, this is a factual question. The Denisovan actually is a term which is used for classifying an early human species somewhere where anthropologists believe that this species has basically bifurcated from the Homo neanderthals. So an early human species. Denisovans or Denisova hominis as it is called are an extinct species or subspecies of archaic human that ranged across Asia during the lower and middle Paleolithic period. Denisovans are known from few physical remains. Consequently, most of what is known about them comes from the DNA evidences that has been gathered, and it is on the work of the Denisovans and how to map their DNA. 2 years back, a well-known archaeologist and biologist by the name of Svante Pabo, he has received the Nobel Prize. That is why it is very, very important term, Denisovan. Simple answer, correct answer is B, an early human species. Next, again, as we have discussed, one of the major themes that is asked in UPSC geography question, match the following. So on one side, the name of the sea are given, and on the other side, the country that borders the sea is also given. So we have to match that, we have to find out that which of the pairs given above are correctly matched, whether the bordering country that is given here are correctly matched with their sea or not. So Adriatic Sea, Black Sea, Caspian Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, countries given are Albania, Croatia, Kazakhstan, Morocco and Syria. So let us take a look at the map of these seas and try to find out that which of these are correct. So first of all, if you take a look at the Adriatic Sea. Now this region, a small part of Mediterranean, is what we term as Adriatic Sea. So what is given here? Adriatic Sea having border with Albania. Is it correct or incorrect? Now, as we can clearly see from the map here, here you have a small country, that is Albania. So, Albania indeed has a border with Adriatic Sea. Apart from that, Italy, and you have then further you have Montenegro, Bosnia, Croatia and Slovenia. These are the countries which share border with Adriatic Sea. So, that means the first statement is correct statement, or first mapping is correct mapping. Second, we can say Black Sea, Croatia. Is it correct? So, this region that we see here, this is your Black Sea region. And where is Croatia? Croatia is situated here. That means Croatia has a border with Adriatic Sea. Black Sea is very, very far away from Croatia. That means the second option is incorrect option. Third, Caspian Sea, Kazakhstan. Now, Caspian Sea is a sea that is also considered as the largest inland sea of the world. So, if you look at the bordering countries here, Kazakhstan indeed has a border with Caspian Sea, apart from other countries such as Turkmenistan in the east, then you have Iran in the south, then you have countries such as Azerbaijan in the west and also Russia in the west. So, Russia, Azerbaijan, Iran, Turkmenistan and Kazakhstan, these are the countries that has border with the Caspian Sea. That means the third statement is, or third matching is correct matching. Caspian Sea has border with Kazakhstan. Fourth is Mediterranean Sea and Morocco. So, this is the Mediterranean Sea, and here we are having the Morocco, which is a Western African country. So, Morocco indeed has a border with Mediterranean Sea, and actually the strait that connects Mediterranean Sea to the Atlantic Ocean also is located here, that is called as Strait of Gibraltar. So, Strait of Gibraltar is situated also around the Morocco region itself. That means this is also correct statement. And last is Red Sea and Syria. So, let us take a look. Where do we have Red Sea? This is Red Sea. And where is Syria? This is Syria. So, before also we have discussed that Syria is a bordering country, but with which country it has, which sea it has border with? Answer is, it has border with Mediterranean Sea. Red Sea is border with countries such as Egypt. We are having Egypt here, then we are having Sinai Peninsula here, then we are having Saudi Arabia, and all these countries are there. So, the fourth statement, this matching is incorrect matching. So, correct is what? First, third and fourth. That means what is the correct option here? B. 1, 3 and 4, these are the correctly matched options here. So, that is how I have told you before also, that make sure that you are giving sufficient time both to study the map of India as well as study to the map of the world also. Next we have is 7th number question, that is asked about the wildlife, where 3 statements are given. First is Asiatic lions are naturally found in India only, a double-humped camel is naturally found in India only, one-horned rhinoceros is naturally found in India only. Which of the statements given above are the correct statement here? So, Asiatic lion, this is obviously a correct statement. There is no place else where you can find naturally Asiatic lions. It is found in India, and India also it is found in only one place that you might know about, that is Gir National Park in the state of Gujarat. So, this is correct. A double-humped camel is naturally found in India only. This is incorrect statement. Double-humped camel are found in other countries also, such as Central Asian countries you are having, such as Mongolia, you will find double-humped camel. So, Central Asia, Mongolia, there also you will find double-humped camel. Third is one-horned rhinoceros is naturally found in India only. This is again an incorrect statement. One-horned rhinoceros is also found in the other Asian countries also, as well as in Africa as well. So, which of the statement given above are correct? So, correct option is A, that is one only, that is correct here. Then we have question from the forest reserves, that in the given states, that is Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Odisha, which of the above states have in terms of percentage of forest cover to the total area of the state, which of the following is the correct ascending order? That we have to arrange the forest cover in the increasing order in these 4 states. So, actually here again it is a factual question, and the largest area that you can see from here is obviously found in the Chhattisgarh in terms of percentage of total area of the state itself. Then the second least we have is the Odisha. Then we have the Madhya Pradesh, and least we have is Maharashtra. So, 3, 2, 4, 1, that is C is the correct option here. Now, these kind of questions you can get the data easily from every 2 years you have status of forest this report that is published by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So whatever changes are happening in terms of the data, in terms of numbers, in terms of areas, that is easily given in these reports. Again, simple, match the following kind of question. On one side you have been given the famous places, and on the other side you have been given the name of the rivers. So whether these famous places are situated on the given rivers, true or false, that is what you have to find out here. So first is Pandharpur Chandrabhaga river, Tiruchirappalli Kaveri river, and you have Hampi, that is Malprabha river. So out of these, if you take a look here, Pandharpur is situated in the state of Maharashtra, and it is indeed situated on the bank of river Chandrabhaga. So that is correct. Trichy is situated on the bank of Kaveri. Is it correct or incorrect? So this is also correct, because Kaveri river, after originating from the Talakaveri region of Karnataka in the Kuru district, it flows over the plateau region of Karnataka, then it descends down to the plains of Tamil Nadu, and from Tiruchirappalli it starts its delta formation. So that is why Trichy or Tiruchirappalli is indeed situated on the river of Kaveri, bank of river Kaveri. Hampi, Malprabha, that is actually incorrect. Hampi is not situated on the bank of river Malprabha. So correct answer is A. 1 and 2 is the only option that is correctly matched here. Next is a basic concept that has been asked from the climatology, that why are dewdrops, if you have woke up in the morning in the winter months, and if you have looked at the plant or leaves around you, you might have seen a small water droplets that gets deposited on these leaves. So these deposited water droplets are what are called as dew or dewdrops. So why are dewdrops not formed if the night is cloudy? Now 4 options are given. Clouds absorb the radiation released from the earth's surface. Clouds reflect back the earth's radiation. The earth's surface would have a low temperature on cloudy nights. The clouds deflect the blowing winds to the ground level. Now correct option here is the second one. Basically, reason why dewdrops form is because the temperature becomes suddenly very low. And as temperature becomes suddenly very low, what happens? The water vapor that is present in the atmosphere condenses around any solid surface. That is why you have formation of dew. Now why temperature becomes very low during the night? The reason is, especially during winters, Earth loses a lot of its radiation in the loses a lot of its energy in the form of terrestrial radiation. So in the nights where the cloud concentration is higher, what will happen? The Earth is losing its energy in the form of long wavelength terrestrial radiation, but these energy are then reflected back by the cloud to the Earth's surface, and thus Earth is trying to lose energy and become cooler, but the clouds are reflecting back all the energy to the Earth's surface. Thus it is not able to lose the heat and it remains warmer. So if the Earth remains warmer, air lying just above the Earth's surface will also remain warm. And as the air above the Earth's surface remains warm, what happens? The condensation does not happen, and that is why dew does not form. This is a topic that is related to what we can call as the phenomena of temperature inversion, because only during the temperature inversion you will see the development of cold air near the Earth's surface, which facilitates the formation of dew drop. So if the clouds are present in the sky, they will not allow the Earth's surface to cool and will not allow Earth's surface and the water to condense into dewdrops. Again, we have match the following kind of questions where it is asked on one side wildlife, name of the different animal species are given, basically fish species are given, and on the other side which of the rivers are these species naturally found in. So we have blue finned mahshir, Kaveri river, Irrawaddy dolphin, Chambal river, and rusty spotted cat on the eastern Ghat or in the eastern Ghat. So which of these are correct? Again, it is a fact based question. So the correct option here is C, 1 and 3 only. Basically, blue finned mahshir is indeed found in Kaveri river and rusty spotted cat is found in the eastern Ghat. However, Irrawaddy dolphin, if you talk about, they are not found in the Chambal river. Irrawaddy dolphin are basically found over Irrawaddy river. Irrawaddy river is a major unique river, major river that is flowing through the territory of Myanmar. So that is why this was incorrect. Then we have a mineral deposit based question asked from the Indian geography. What is common to places known as Aliyar, Isapur and Kangsawati? So basically recently discovered uranium deposits, tropical rainforest, underground cave system, water reservoir. This is a current affair based question. Actually, it is all these three regions, that is Aliyar, Isapur and Kangsabati, situated in the state of Maharashtra. These are known for their water reservoirs. Basically, Aliyar is a village located in the Polachi town in Tamil Nadu. Apart from that, Isapur is in the state of Maharashtra. Kangsabati reservoir is situated in the Midnapur, Banpura and Hubli. So all these three regions involves irrigation and land using water from the Kangsabati river as well as the Silabati and Bhoirav Banki river. So basically all of these three are known for their water reservoirs. The next question that is asked, also last question from this particular year, was that again a very simple straightforward question, that on 21st of June the sun, what is the position of the sun? Does not set below the horizon at the Arctic Circle, does not set below the horizon at Antarctic Circle, shines vertically overhead at noon on the equator, and shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn. So we can take a look at the revolution of Earth around the sun, and the date that is mentioned is 21st of June. So as we can see from here, on 21st of June, the position of Earth with reference to sun is something like this. That means its northern hemisphere is inclined toward the sun, while southern hemisphere is inclined away from the sun. So that is why on this time the position of Earth and sun are such that the sun is shining directly overhead at the Tropic of Cancer. Similarly, on 21st of December, sun is shining overhead directly above the Tropic of Capricorn, and on 21st of March it is at the equator, and also at 22nd on 23rd of September it is also shining overhead at the equator. That means what we can say, that on 21st of June, what we can say, shines vertically overhead at noon on the equator? No, this happens only during the month of March and September. Shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn? No. When does it happen? It happens on 22nd of December, not on 21st of June. Now we are left with two options, A and B. Does not set below the horizon at Antarctic Circle and does not set below the horizon at the Arctic Circle. So again, if you take a look at the picture here, what we are seeing, that the northern pole is oriented toward the sun on 21st of June. So if the earth is rotating on its axis, what will happen? This region, this is the region that we can call as, this is the Arctic Circle. So no matter how much the earth rotates, the orientation or inclination of earth's axis toward the sun, so Arctic Circle and the regions above it will always see the sun in the horizon. That means what we can say is the correct answer. Sun does not sit below the horizon at the Arctic Circle. Antarctic Circle is anyway inclined away from the sun. So here it will be 6 months of night time, and around the Arctic Circle you will see, especially around the North Pole, we can say there will be 6 months of daytime. So that is how we can understand. The correct answer is A here, that is not set below the horizon at the Arctic Circle. So that is all about this particular video. I hope we have discussed 3 years of question of 2016, 17 and 18. Later on we will continue the series and we will discuss the questions of the other prelims years as well. Thank you very much.
Attention all UPSC aspirants, are you ready to embark on a transformative journey towards success? Look no further, because Legacy IAS Academy proudly presents its highly anticipated new UPSC coaching batch commencing on May 13th, 2024. Our comprehensive one-year foundation course is designed to equip you with everything you need to conquer the UPSC exams from prelims to main syllabus. optional subject guidance, mentorship, study materials, interview guidance, and rigorous test series, we have got you covered. Choose the mode of education that best suits your needs, whether it's online, offline, or innovative hybrid model. With each batch limited to just 40 students, now is your chance to secure your spot in the exclusive program. But hurry, seats are filling up fast. Don't miss out on this golden opportunity to receive top-notch guidance from our experienced faculty and propel your UPSC journey towards success. Call us today at 9606900004 or 02 to secure your registration. Join Legacy IAS Academy and let's turn your dream into reality. Thank you. Attention